Okay, we have some news on the order and scheduling of upcoming Star Trek projects after this. Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd, and in the latest news from Star Trek, we first of all hear that Alex Kurtzman is going to have yet another 5-year mission, if you will. I think he actually signed for more than that, like 6.5 years or something like that, to continue to develop Star Trek properties. So far, they have been very profitable for Paramount Plus, and they are intending to put together something along the lines of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, except that, of course, we all know that the Star Trek universe has considerably more depth and more possibilities. They're not all just superheroes. You have people, regular people, having regular problems that fly through space or are stationed on space stations or whatever. And the universe itself has been well developed in a way that is useful for creating new shows, and there are unlimited possibilities of what to do. So with the idea that Kurtzman is going to continue on, we know also that Discovery is going to have yet another season. Season 4, we know, is already in the post-production stage and will be released fairly soon. And we don't know if there's going to be a season 5 of that, but certainly there are a number of shows that are going to be rolling along. Last we heard, it looks like it's going to be this year. We're going to see Lower Decks just coming up this month sometime. And when it gets through with its run, Discovery Season 4 will begin its. As I've said in previous videos, Paramount Plus kind of likes this idea that they started last year with putting series end to end. That way there is a full season, whereas each season of a series is 8 to 10 to 14 episodes, rather than the 24 that we used to be used to in the way television used to work. By stacking series together, you have a little bit more than what a normal season would be, and then a summer repeats, and then back in the fall with a whole new set. Now, of course, COVID has pushed everything back, and it may, with the new variant out there, have an effect on future production. But this is what it looks like right now. We expect that Lower Decks will begin this month in just a couple of weeks, and that'll be followed by Discovery Season 4, then Prodigy, the new series that was revealed at Comic-Con in San Diego this year, where Kate Mulgrew is going to revise her role of Catherine Janeway, except in this cartoon it will be a holographic instructional program for the experimental starship Protostar. This is discovered in the edge of the Delta Quadrant by a group of alien teenagers who learn not only how to pilot the starship from the holographic Janeway, but also learn more about the ethos of Star Trek, or of the Federation, and of Starfleet. So it is something that is going to be for children, but at the same time it has an encouraging message of how you should be, and that's not a bad thing to give to teenagers. However, it will not premiere on Nickelodeon as they originally said, but it will be on Paramount Plus and then later go over to Nick. Now that's for this year, and there's not much of this year left when you consider we only have about 4.5 months left to go on it. So in 2022, they will be, sometime in the early part of that, I imagine, will be Strange New Worlds with the adventures of Captain Pike, #1, and Spock, and a whole new crew to go along in order to do episodic adventures, which is to say each episode will be a complete story, unlike what we have seen in all of the Star Trek series since Kurtzman took over. This is something that is going to harken back to the original series, except, of course, with a whole lot better special effects and modern acting techniques. So this is going to be pretty good. Ensign Mount is back as Pike, Rebecca Romijn as number one, and of course Ethan Peck as Spock. Did a great job during season 3 of Discovery, so we're season 2 of Discovery. So we're looking forward to them in their own show. Also in 2022, we expect season 2 of Picard, and we already have some idea of what this is going to be about as well, because Picard is going to encounter Q once again and have a kind of a time jump or multiple time jumps in order to try to get back to the reality that they're used to. So we don't know if it's Q that's causing this or it's Q that enters the picture to help them solve it. But that's going to be a continuing storyline there that will go in the next season of Picard. Now, all the way to 2023, they're talking about Section 31 again. Michelle Yeoh has been contractually tied to a Disney project, and so that's why they're not talking much about it. And she's going to have to be released from that before she'll be able to actually do any production on Star Trek, other than maybe a guest appearance here and there. So we expect Section 31 to be sometime in 2023. Maybe season 5 of Discovery, according to what Scuttlebutt has. Now, also, we want to mention that there is the possibility of this feature film. They have already placed a director and writers, and we don't know what it's going to be about or who's going to be in it or anything about it, but that is something where they're going to have a theatrical picture, which could be just about anything. So we'll wait and see on that. Then beyond 2023, there's talk once again about a Starfleet Academy series. Now, every time it seems that anyone is asking about what's going to be a future project, they bring up Starfleet Academy. This has happened ever since the first motion picture, that the second motion picture was going to happen at Starfleet Academy, and then the third one was going to, and then the fourth one, and then the fifth one, and it's always been just one project ahead. So I am not sticking my neck out with the idea that the Star Trek Starfleet Academy film or series will ever get made. It's just one of those kind of things that they'd love to be able to do, but they haven't figured out how they want to do it without looking like your average high school kind of movie or series. They're going to have to find something that has more adventure to it and less soap opera elements, I would think. But we'll find out what they do, when they do it, if they do it. Also, there is a possibility that they will do a project involving the character of Wharf. Now, Michael Dorn has been, since DS9 went out of production, has been pitching an idea of having a Captain Wharf kind of series. And it has been, as Star Trek projects have been planned and things like this, he's not really been the first person they've wanted to turn to. Not because of any lack of talent or any lack of interest in his character, but it's just that they were looking for the biggest bang for their buck, and Picard came along. The idea of mixing up some of the original cast or original characters was appealing to them. And so we're to the point now where they're starting to say, well, if we're going to make, a dozen new Star Trek series, why not one about Worf? He's my favorite character. I had opportunity to meet him once. Very quiet fellow, but was somebody that I think could make a very human kind of show, because from the vantage point of the alien who knows about humans and tries not to be one, it kind of throws a light on them. And I think that's one of the things that is fun about Worf. a number of small lines that he has done over the course of the Next Generation always showed this, and even in Deep Space Nine, where it's a matter of his Klingon heritage that he clings to, but his humanity always manages to come through. So I'm looking forward to a Wharf series, which may happen in 2024. Certainly, they have not closed the door on that. So that's what we know right now as far as future projects for our Star Trek universe. And we now know that there is going to be some stability in this, that Paramount Plus has indicated that it is their big money maker, and they're building the whole service around Star Trek. And they need to do something because, of course, they are way behind Netflix. They're behind Disney. They're behind Peacock as far as number of subscribers. So in order not to be the small fry, they need to kind of ramp up stuff. So we're looking to see just where that goes. And, of course, as we learn things, we'll share it with you. So if you want to be in on all this, please subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to let yourself know when the next video is coming your way. As the series start coming, and if there's more than one, we don't know when the Orville is going to start. They have been talking about that for a while, saying that they've done all the principal photography, they just have to do the special effects, but nobody's giving any kind of premiere date. The original one, which was at New Year's Eve, is not going to happen, so we're waiting to see what they ever announce as to when that's coming back. And we'll keep you up to date on all of that. So please subscribe and ring the bell. Let us know when the next video is coming. So please subscribe. And we'll talk later on. Until then, don't go far.